Hello, dear friend, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for January 11th through the 17th. We have a pretty intense and possibly challenging week ahead of us. Uranus will be stationary, but is turning direct after that. We have a square between Mars and Saturn, a square between Jupiter and Uranus, conjunction between the Sun and Pluto. I think also Mercury is about to square Uranus, all of that we are going to discuss in details. But overall, we need to prepare for some pretty intense week. We also have a new moon in Capricorn, which can bring us a new beginning, a fresh new start. And overall, I think that there is a big shift happening this week with this Uranus stationary, with the new moon and the square between Jupiter and Uranus. So big week and also a week of transformations, changes, surprises, and also some possible tension. So be more careful and open up for the new change. Let's start with Monday and we'll walk through each day so that we are really prepared. Monday actually starts in a very positive way. This is probably the most positive day of the week because Mercury is joining Jupiter in Aquarius. And this is a very positive aspect for new plans, for a new perspective, learning new things, for social interactions, communication, even for negotiations. Mercury in Aquarius is exalted, which means that the planet is very strong. And also, it helps us to find some untraditional solutions, to look at things from a different perspective, and to be really creative. Jupiter expands those ideas. So, we are talking about big projects or ideas in big scale. And also, this can be beneficial for a more positive way of thinking, for more optimism, and also for expanding our ideas. On the other side, the moon is in Capricorn, which can help us to be also more grounded, more practical, more focused on concrete assignments, more responsible. And overall, the day is great for business, for communication, for creativity, even for spirituality. And yeah, you may just have a bigger vision about your project and you might succeed because Jupiter is also the benefactor. So more luck, more opportunities, especially on Monday. On Tuesday, Mercury is having a square with Uranus, which is a challenging aspect that can bring some surprises, something unexpected. There could be certain level of tension and nervousness, and people might feel more irritated or annoyed or impatient, especially when it comes to communication, when it comes to connections with other people. We may take some sudden impulsive decisions which may or may not be appropriate. It really depends on our attitude and many other more personalized things. But you should be open for those new ideas, for some new surprises, for things that may sound radical, and yet they can also be really creative and inspirational. You may hear unexpected news or something which is kind of like taking you out of your comfort zone and something that may even feel kind of stressful. So it's very important to relax our mind, to find maybe 5-10 minutes, as much as you can, for a short relaxation, just to calm the mind and the nervous system, because they might be overactive and we might feel this tension. On the other side, Venus is having a positive aspect with Jupiter on Tuesday as well, which can bring us some positive surprises, potentially some kind of gifts, something new, something which is pleasant, something that we would enjoy doing. And this is an aspect that can bring success in business activities when it comes to communication and also negotiations. The moon is in Capricorn, so we still have this practical, logical attitude that's necessary. And also, it's a great time to take care of our duties and responsibilities. Keep in mind that this is also the last day of the lunar cycle. The new moon is on Wednesday, and more or less the energy is lower, which means it's time to look more inside of ourselves, maybe take some time for ourselves, and also reevaluate the past 1 month. If possible, let something go or to complete something, and just to prepare for the upcoming new beginning. The day is beneficial for business, for relationships. In terms of financial decisions, it's a little tricky situation because Mercury with Uranus, which is in Taurus, can bring some maybe not really practical, rational financial decisions. On the other side, the Venus Jupiter aspect is positive. So you really need to be careful, maybe pay attention what's more triggered in your chart to see the tendencies. It's possible that we may succeed financially, but it's also possible that there might be some kind of traps or things we are not considering. So yeah, it's a more personal thing. Okay, moving on to Wednesday, big day, one of the biggest days of the week with the new moon in Capricorn. I'm planning a special video. It will be a live webinar on, when is that? On Sunday. It should be the 10th of January. So just check my YouTube channel for more information specifically about this new moon. Overall, we know it's a fresh new start, it's a new beginning. The energy after that is escalating. So focus on the things that you want to manifest in your life, especially for the next 1 month, and especially related to your career, your business, and things that bring you security. The challenge is that Mars is having a challenging aspect with Saturn. And this aspect can bring some kind of resistance, some kind of delays, or things that require either patience or maybe sometimes even accepting the limitations. Mars in Taurus, unfortunately, is also essentially very weak. So we may feel kind of blocked. It might be difficult to make a new step, to move forward. And honestly, sometimes the message, the lesson is to respect the boundaries and to respect the limitations. And oh boy, wasn't that one of the major themes during the past 1 year? And also, at least for now, for 2021, it's still a theme. So maybe we should let our warrior relax a little bit, calm him down, and not try to resist and to fight, but instead use Venus qualities. Because if we look here, Venus on the same day has a positive aspect with Uranus. So Mars is kind of blocked. On the other side, Venus is supported, which means instead of fighting and leading those battles, that's the Mars attitude, put him to bed, put him to relax and connect more with Venus, which means pay attention to the things that you enjoy, the things that you love doing. Be more considerate about other people and their feelings, and really focus on the joy and what helps you to feel better internally. Emotions, relationships, they will be much more important than actions and battles. Venus has also another positive aspect with Neptune, which can help us to Be more intuitive, more compassionate, more creative. So see how basically we have two indications. Mars is kind of blocked, Venus is in a very harmonious position. So the better strategy is to use Venus sensitivity and to really connect to this energy. The moon is in Capricorn around until noon. So the energy is a little bit more stable, but also rigid and a little closed. Afternoon, after 12 p.m. Eastern, the moon is ingressing in Aquarius. So we may find more excitement, more variety, more opportunities. We may open up a little bit during the second half of the day. Another thing we should mention here is that Uranus is stationary at this point. More or less, Uranus will be stationary through the whole week. But on Thursday, Uranus is turning direct in Taurus, which means that on Wednesday, on Friday, especially on Thursday, Uranus is stationary. This is a possible time of surprises, unexpected situations, sometimes shocking situations, possible tension. It might be also very liberating. It may open our minds for new ideas, for some inspiration, but we really need to be careful on this day. At the same time, also the Sun is in exact conjunction with Pluto. And such a combination really increases the possibility for some accidents or traumas or something which is more unpleasant. So be extra careful, take some time to relax. Traumas and accidents are a very interesting theme, and I don't have the time to go really deep into that. But my understanding and the spiritual understanding is that traumas and accidents, they don't come out of nowhere. They represent something internal. Have you noticed how when you are really intense, when you have internally this electrifying energy, even when you touch things, you feel the electricity? Uh, Literally, it's like a little bit like burning sensation, and it's just resonating with what happens internally. That applies to all kinds of traumas. If you fall, if you hurt yourself, it's not a coincidence. There's always a message there. And even when it comes to car accidents, there's always a message. And the best thing we can do to prevent traumas and accidents is to pay attention to what's happening internally and to try to find the balance there. If you balance yourself, if you are fine with your energy, if you don't feel guilty, you won't punish yourself by hurting your feet or broken or having your feet broken or whatever. It's just a representation of what's happening internally. So such an intense combination with Uranus stationary and the Sun joining Pluto really requires this cautious attitude, but also looking more inside of ourselves and finding the balance there. The answer is always there. On Thursday, also minor challenging aspect between Mars and Neptune, which can make us a little chaotic. We may not be very concentrated. We may not have a very good direction in terms of our actions and the activities that we want to take. So take your time, don't rush through things, try to avoid some irrational decisions or actions. And also emotions and feelings may not give you the best perspective or the best advice of what you should do. So try to detach a little bit from your feelings, and the best thing is always to try to look from above. From above, you are kind of like raising and you can see things clearly. Okay, one more thing I also want to add about the Sun in Pluto, by the way, because I paid more attention to the challenging side, but there is also a great opportunity that this aspect can bring us. It's about personal transformation. It's about empowering yourself, and also a great aspect to do something with an impact, with some major importance for other people. So the aspect may also help us to be more productive, more dedicated, more focused on something which is important. The moon in Aquarius can kind of lighten the atmosphere. I think we will need this, but it also increases the Uranus energy. So surprises, unexpected situations, and thinking out of the box, doing something which is different, something that is new. This is the best strategy for Thursday. On Friday, it's kind of like a more neutral day, even though Uranus is still stationary, remember that. But the moon is shifting signs. Most of the day it's still in Aquarius, so we have this maybe dynamic, intense, exciting energy. And after 5 p.m., the moon will shift to Pisces. So we can calm down a little bit, we can relax, we may focus more on our feelings, sorry, on the way we feel. We can be more creative. And I think that this will really help us after the intense previous days, especially yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they are pretty intense. On Friday, this ingression of the moon in Pisces can actually help us to like relax. Okay, let's calm down. Let's focus on the really important things and not to rush through things too much. On Saturday, the moon is still in Pisces and has some really positive aspects. So this is also pretty calm and relaxed and positive day. There is a sextile with Venus, which is especially beneficial for financial decisions, for relationships, for negotiations, for finding compromises, and really paying attention to the things that bring you joy. The sextile with Mars and Uranus is actually motivating and helping us to move forward and take some action, but in the Pisces way. So, in a gentle, relaxed way, without rushing too much, in the feminine way, which means not so much to fight for things, but instead to attract them. There is a major difference. And with such combinations, actually, I recommend we work more on attracting the things that we need. Finally, on Sunday, one of the major events, actually during the whole year, Jupiter in Aquarius squares Uranus in Taurus. For more details about how this aspect affects each of the signs, I would encourage you to watch my yearly horoscopes for each sign. They're available on my YouTube channel. You can watch that immediately. And you will learn more specifically the exact areas of your life that can bring you those shifts, those surprises. But overall, it's an energy of expansion, but also energy of surprises. There might be some exponential growth, but maybe in a more uncontrollable way. It may even be, you know, how sometimes even in business, for example, this can be also a problem when the company grows too fast and the management can keep up with the process. So sometimes this extreme, fast, uncontrollable growth may also be a problem. And it seems like a possible thing for this aspect, Jupiter and Uranus. But it's also an aspect that can open our perspective for a new vision, for a brighter, different future. This is an aspect of revolutions. Hopefully, there will be peaceful and gentle processes, but it's a time of radical changes, looking at things from a different perspective. Socially, some important processes are also happening around us, and we feel that it's, it's there, it's just in the air around us. But I would encourage you to think about your personal life and where you can make those shifts, where you need to look at things from a totally different perspective. Maybe you need to be braver, more courageous, or more open-minded. Maybe you need to do something which you haven't done before. So pretty exciting aspect, but also possibly bringing tension and also some unexpected opportunities. Hopefully, luckily, actually, the moon is in Pisces, which can calm the situation, can balance us, can make us more creative, more inspired, more aligned with a higher vibration, with a higher frequency of vibration. So take some time for a short meditation. As you know, I love the EFT practices. I use them with my clients. It really allows you to get access, or actually to allow the subconscious mind to reveal what you need to know right now. It's an amazing technique. So you might want to use this or something else which resonates with you, but something that will calm you down, help you to go with the flow, open for the changes, and to see where is this radical change that you need to align with, or maybe you need to initiate. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. So that, my friend, is our weekly astrology overview. Pretty intense, as we can see. There are some possible challenges, but we can really, those energy can kind of like crack us open. Maybe not in the most gentle way, with Uranus stationary, with Jupiter squaring Uranus. It could be kind of like out of the blue or beyond our comfort zone. But I want to remind you that real growth, important changes, they happen during challenging times and challenging aspects. So I don't think that we should be afraid of those. We should open for the change and for the opportunities. So that's the most important for next week. If you are interested in a personal reading, you can check the links below in the description. I'm offering a new variety of readings for you starting from this year. So I would encourage you to check them out. We have different coaching programs that are available. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for your time, for your support, and have a wonderful week.